So, for a long time now, the whole contraception thing, well, it's felt pretty one-sided, hasn't it? Most options, and let's be honest, often the responsibility, it's mostly fallen on one side.
Yeah.
But today, we're diving into something really transformative. I mean,
Yeah.
genuinely groundbreaking progress in male birth control.
Mhm.
Our mission for this deep dive, basically, is to unpack these incredible clinical trial results from 2025. Stuff that looks set to actually redefine reproductive responsibility.
It really does.
We've got a whole stack of sources here that give us a pretty clear roadmap for understanding these new options, these exciting options, and, what they might mean for you.
Yeah, and what's really remarkable here is how these developments are moving past just being ideas. We're talking tangible, safe, and this is key reversible options for men.
Reversible is huge.
It is. So what we're seeing isn't just like one or two breakthroughs. It's a whole range of approaches, prioritizing choice for users and really committing to that reversibility. It really signals, a major societal shift, I think, in how we approach family planning, personal autonomy, all of it.
Okay, let's get into it then. First big one. The non-hormonal pill, YCT529. This is being called the first ever non-hormonal male pill. That alone sounds like a massive milestone.
It absolutely is.
And it just finished its phase 1 safety trial, right, in July 2025.
That's correct, yeah. Very recently completed phase 1.
So how does it actually work? Being non-hormonal sounds like the key difference.
It is. The key to YCT529's innovation is how it works. It targets something specific called the retinoic acid receptor alpha, RAR alpha for short.
RAR alpha, okay.
And its job is to suppress sperm production. But, and this is the crucial part, addressing so many past concerns, it does this without messing with hormones. So no effect on testosterone levels, libido, even mood. All those things were really well tolerated in the trials, which is frankly a huge hurdle to clear.
Right, a huge hurdle. So just to be clear, no impact on sex drive or mood, because that would be a major concern for a lot of guys, I imagine.
Exactly. The data so far indicates those are not affected.
Okay. And the effectiveness. I know it's early days with human trials just starting, but the animal studies?
The results there were incredibly promising. We're talking over 99% prevention of pregnancy.
Wow.
And just as important, full recovery of fertility after stopping the treatment.
Okay, that's vital. Full recovery.
Absolutely. So now larger human trials are getting underway.
And you mentioned a potential market release, maybe late 2020s. For our listeners who kind of follow this stuff, is that fast or pretty standard for this kind of innovation?
That's a really good question, because getting from animal studies to, pharmacy shelves is it's complicated.
Sure.
For something totally new like YCT529, a late 2020s timeline, well, it's ambitious, definitely. But it also reflects how strong the early data is and, frankly, the urgent need.
Right, the need is there.
Exactly. Yeah. It suggests maybe an accelerated path is possible, especially because it's non-hormonal and the side effect profile looks so good so far. Usually it can take way longer.
Got it. Okay, so the pill shows amazing promise, especially being non-hormonal. But what about other ways? Not everyone wants a daily pill.
True.
That takes us to something different. This transdermal hormonal gel, Nest. That's in phase 2 trials now.
Yes. Nest is further along in human testing in phase 2. It takes a different route, but it's also really compelling.
How does that one work? It is hormonal, right?
It is hormonal, yes.
Yeah.
It combines nesterone, that's a synthetic progestin that suppresses sperm production, with testosterone.
Okay, why the combination?
Well, the idea is this combination suppresses sperm production even faster than some of the older hormonal methods tried before.
Faster.
And what's really compelling, as you mentioned, it's in phase 2, the trials involving couples showed it prevented all pregnancies, 0 pregnancies.
Wow, okay. All of them. That's highly effective.
Extremely effective in the study so far.
And for people wondering about side effects with this one, being hormonal, what are we seeing?
The sources we looked at indicate they're generally mild. Things like maybe some acne, minor weight gain. Seems pretty manageable for most participants.
Okay. Manageable side effects. That's good to hear. So we have a non-hormonal pill, a hormonal gel.
Right.
What about longer-term options?
Right.
Beyond daily use. That brings us to something like the Adam hydrogel implant from Contralane. This sounds really different.
It is quite different. It's aiming for that long-acting reversible space.
How does a hydrogel implant work?
It's actually a fascinating approach. Adam uses this innovative delivery method. It's basically a hydrogel injected directly into the vas deferens.
Into the vas deferens.
Yeah, the tube that carries sperm. And it just physically blocks the sperm from passing through, like a temporary plug.
A temporary plug. Interesting. And the trials.
Early trials conducted in Australia have shown really significant success. It led to complete sperm blockage isospermia in all 23 participants.
Complete blockage in everyone. Okay.
So essentially, it creates this temporary but effective reversible barrier.
What seems really compelling here is how it's positioned, right, as a non-hormonal alternative to a vasectomy.
Exactly.
But with planned reversibility after about 2 years, that seems like the key differentiator. That could really change things for people considering long-term options.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That reversibility aspect is, well, it's potentially a game changer.
Yeah.
It directly addresses one of the biggest reasons men might hesitate about permanent procedures like vasectomy. It offers a long-term solution without that, finality.
Right. It gives control back.
It gives men a new kind of control over their reproductive timeline, yes.
So those are the 3 main ones in human trials right now. The pill, the gel, the implant. But the research doesn't stop there, does it?
Not at all. Beyond these methods actively in human trials, it's definitely worth just glancing at other exciting avenues that are still in preclinical development. It really shows just the breadth and depth of the research going on. How many different scientific angles are being explored. It's not just one track.
Yeah, it's clear the innovation pipeline is pretty full, even for the next wave. What else is cooking in the labs?
Well, certainly. One example is something called 11-beta MNTDC.
Mm-hmm.
It's an oral hormone, but it's designed to be dual action.
Dual action.
Meaning it aims to preserve libido by sort of mimicking testosterone's effects while also suppressing sperm production. Trying to get the best of both worlds, essentially.
Okay, efficacy plus fewer side effects. That makes sense.
Exactly. Then you have compounds like Agidin. It works differently. Again, selectively targets the supporting cells, the Sertoli cells in the testes, makes sperm detach too early, basically disrupting development. And they're also kinase inhibitors being studied. They block specific proteins that are essential for sperm to mature properly.
So different ways to stop sperm development?
Yes, both showing promise for reversible disruption. And maybe even more sort of futuristic sounding, are on-demand ejaculation blockers. These would target nerve signals specifically involved in ejaculation to inhibit sperm release just when needed.
Wow, on demand. That offers incredible flexibility.
Potentially, yes. A whole different level of user control.
So it's really not just minor tweaks to existing ideas. It's fundamentally different mechanisms being explored all across the board.
Precisely. That's what's so encouraging. It's a comprehensive effort.
Okay, so if we pull back and look at everything we've just talked about, the pill, the gel, the implant, these future options, what's the big takeaway?
I think if we consider the whole landscape, what's abundantly clear from the clinical research, especially in 2025, is that there's real, tangible promise for male birth control, finally.
Yeah, it feels like it's actually happening now.
We're genuinely talking about multiple, safe, and again, reversible methods that are rapidly approaching market readiness. And they cover such diverse approaches to pills, gels, implants.
Right. And just to hammer that timeline home again, options like the YCT529 pill, the Nest gel, these might actually be available, within the next few years?
That's the projection based on current progress, yes. Maybe late 2020s. So it's not some distant sci-fi future. It's potentially quite close.
Almost here.
Almost here.
Yeah.
So I guess the big question is, what does all this mean for you, the listener, and maybe for society more broadly? Because this isn't just about, new pharmaceuticals hitting the market.
Yeah.
It feels like it's about fundamentally shifting dynamics in relationships, in family planning.
Totally.
It's about giving men significantly greater autonomy over their own reproductive health.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, fostering real shared responsibility in contraception, finally making it a two-sided conversation.
Yeah, it's actually pretty remarkable witnessing this landscape change so rapidly right now. It feels like a genuinely historic shift towards more equitable options is underway.
It really does. And, the truly compelling part for me isn't just the incredible science, though that's fascinating.
Right.
It's thinking about what this shift means.
For relationships, for how people plan families, for societal expectations, all of that over the next decade. It kind of raises an important question for everyone listening, doesn't it? How do you imagine the world might actually change when contraception truly becomes a shared decision?